had a nice little reprieve from winter this winter. It felt downright spring-like yesterday, but don't pack away your cold weather gear just yet. We're in for frigid temperatures tonight, compounding what's already been one of the coldest winters in the past decade. But could we get a payoff for enduring this deep freeze? My next guest says good things could be in store. David Epstein is a meteorologist and blogger for Boston.com. He also specializes in horticulture. Welcome back to Greater Boston, Dave.
Thank you.
So we've been all complaining about the long winter and all the horrible things about it. Except me, I actually enjoyed parts of it anyway. But we want to know what are the good things in store. And one of the issues, of course, is insects and the impact, a cold winter, a long winter is going to have on certain kinds of bugs.
Yeah, some of the bugs that are out there that actually get hurt by the cold weather, one of them is the woolly adelgid. And once temperatures get below about 5 degrees below zero for an extended period of time, that kind of gets desiccated, so it begins to die out. And that's good for the hemlocks because they've been threatening hemlocks around this area.
Destroying them. Yeah.
So this year we probably won't see any progression further north, and we may even see a little bit of a dieback of that particular insect. So good news.
And what about that emerald ash borer beetle? I mean, that thing is scary because it's in upstate New York. It's in the Worcester area. It's marching this way.
Right. So especially in the western part of the state, we've had a couple of examples of it. You see maybe some purple containers that are trying to capture this. Yeah. And we have not seen any in eastern Massachusetts as of yet. The cold really won't affect them because it's so deep in the tissue of the tree that actually acts as an insulator. So even though it's been cold, the little bug, unfortunately, is comfortable. But the good news is it's not here in eastern Massachusetts.
What about things like ticks?
So ticks are interesting. Some winters, when it's mild through the winter, we can find ticks throughout the winter. Ticks will move around to about 19 degrees, and then anything under that, they'll slow down. So when you see ticks this time of the year, as we start getting into the 40s and 50s, they'll become more active. But all the cold weather at least has kept them inactive during the bulk of the winter. And that hasn't been the case for the past several winters. They've actually been active even in January and February.
So most bugs are going to survive just fine is really what you're getting
Most bugs will survive just fine, unfortunately, yes.
All right, well, let's move on to the horticultural side of things, because there's some people think, that the frost and the cold, but there's some good things about that too, for the ground and for actually plant cover too.
Right. So one thing is we've had a lot of snow and the ground's been frozen up, and we went into fall with a pretty good sized drought. We were about 10 inches below normal at the beginning of the year. We've made up a lot of that with the snow and some of the rain. The other thing is things like strawberries. They rest under the snow cover. Farmers will cover them with hay for the winter, but the snow acts as added protection, so that's good news. So the strawberry crop, provided that we don't have too much rain or early or late cold as we head into May and June, the strawberry crop could be pretty good this year because the plants have been protected by all the snow.
I always see these people, especially in the suburbs, Newton, Brookline, covering their bushes with those burlap sacks. Does that help?
Well, it helps from winter burn. So there's winter sun that basically reflects off the snow and can burn some of the evergreens. But if you have one that you didn't protect and it looks brown, my advice this year is going to be wait till mid-May, early June, because a lot of plants come back and you may think that it's dead, but it's not. Some of the plants which may be damaged, things like the redbud, we also may see damage to the hydrangeas that bloom on old wood. Those probably won't bloom this year. And also some of the other rhododendrons could have some winter burn, but they do a really good job at flushing out new growth.
Of course, as you know, there's a severe drought going on in California. We are lucky not to have experienced that this season. Everything is cyclical, though, but will our reservoirs and rivers and ponds overflow because of all the melt?
Well, because we went into the fall with a little bit of a deficit and we really don't have a huge snowpack on the ground, it really depends on how much rain we get. So in terms of the snowpack, it's melted relatively slowly. So right now things look good in southern New England. Northern New England has a deeper snowpack. They could have major problems if the snow melts really quickly and there's a lot of rain. But it just really depends on how many big rainstorms we get.
As long as I have you here, what's going to happen tomorrow morning?
Well, we have something coming in called a flash freeze, so temperatures are really going to fall from the 30s and 40s down into the upper teens and 20s really fast. So tomorrow morning could be a bit of a slippery commute.
Of course, I took my snow tires off yesterday. So.
Yeah, you may have wanted to wait another day.
Well, you get these appointment schedules, you got to keep with it. All right, Dave Epstein, always a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.